Shut up and sit down.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Accompanied by a good friend of mine. I feel like I say that at every single video, but it's true. People I get on here are good friends of mine. Mr. George, Mr. T, actually.
Mr. T.
And what the hell was that, man?
Mr. T. That started when I was, I guess, high school. I don't know, this kid, his name was Zach. He just came up to me. He's like, yo, George, Mr. T.
And they just ran through.
I didn't understand it at first. I was like, Mr. T, Mr. T. I was like, then I figured my last name starts with a T, Mr. T.
Okay. I feel
and then my first Instagram handle was just George Mr. T.
And you've kept that same handle. So right off the bat, his handle is George Mr. T on Instagram, and I think you have a second Instagram as well.
I have my photography page,
which is
g.mr.t.
Same concept. Stick with the Mr. T, and then photography. So you do photography. I've read your bio on Instagram. It's part-time photographer, part-time weightlifter, full-time legend. What's up with the cockiness, bro? Why the legend?
So it's confidence.
Okay, but why the legend? I feel like it's a title you can't really give yourself. I feel like someone has to have called you legend for you to.
I mean, I've heard it a few times in my life.
Oh, okay.
But no. Part-time weightlifter, part-time photographer, full-time legend.
Okay, and
it's just stuck like that. It's stuck like that.
It just worked with the frame.
It works.
With the photography, I want to talk about the photography before we talk about anything else, because I feel like I know you through the gym for sure, but I know you more as a photography guy, and I feel like your fitness title grew more and more of late. So I'd like to get into that later on, as I had Danny on recently and we talked about you and the fitness. But before we get into that, I wanted to ask you a few questions. Why the photography, man? I feel like it's a dying art, especially in modern day, that everybody can do photography. Everyone's a professional photographer now. Yeah. But where did that come from? Was it always you had an eye for photography, or it just worked?
As far as considering myself a professional photographer, I don't.
Okay.
I see it more as a hobby, but I've always liked photography. I'd always liked seeing the bigger picture in things, Okay. I always think that I have a different eye when I see things, different angles. I view life differently. How I like to see it is I see the picture like post-edit. That's how I see it in my eyes.
Okay.
So I see the after picture. Let's say I'll take a picture of someone and I'll show them. I see the finished product.
Like you already know what the product is.
Exactly.
Bro. I break it. You already know what the product is gonna be post editing.
Exactly. I see the post product.
Okay.
And that's a trait that I think is pretty valuable.
And is that something you've had like of young, or?
I guess so. I mean, I've always liked to see different perspectives on things. Okay. I always like to see different views on things. So.
And when did you actually appreciating it begin, like the photography?
I've always liked photography. I've always been a fan of photography. To say I'm like this great photographer, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I have a hobby for something.
Okay.
That, it turned into, it is a passion. I do like taking pictures on anything. It could be just landscape, it could be like portraits, it could be anything. I just like the finished product. I like seeing that, it's like think of it this way, the picture tells a story. So every picture that I take tells a story to me. You see the emotion in the face. You see, it sets the mood for everything.
So the raw aspect of the moment itself. You like to capture it, and you like to show everyone the finished product as you can see it.
Before I even take the picture, I see that finished product.
Okay, so it's like a little bit of a gift. Let's say. We don't have to. It's not you saying it. It's not you saying it for sure. It's me saying it. So I feel like because it's not something that everybody has.
No, but like I said, as far as considering myself a professional, I don't think so. I mean, nowadays anybody can be a photographer.
Yeah.
Like you said, you could just grab an iPhone and you could just snap away. But for me, it wasn't always like, okay, I'm going to buy a camera and I'm going to start taking pictures and I'm going to make it as a photographer. That was never the incentive going about this. It was, I like photography. I'm going to buy a camera, I just want to take a few pictures. And then from that, it kind of became something. People started liking what I was posting. People started liking, my view on things, let's say. The content
that you could deliver.
Exactly. So people started looking at that and saying, wow, this kid's actually pretty good. And then, you go from there. You learn. Obviously, I wasn't this great photographer from the start.
No, you built it up. It takes time. It takes practice for sure. But then I asked you, because even you mentioned that anyone could be a photographer, right? With all these phones that have better megapixels than most cameras.
Nowadays, you can just grab your iPhone and that's it. You're a photographer.
So then what does that make of people like you who... how do you feel about all of that? Does that and I don't want to instigate, or I don't want you to be mean or anything. It's just, does that bother you to a certain extent, that people like you who actually appreciate it, you know, you take the time, you like to take the nice picture, and it goes overlooked by the fact that everyone, especially on social media, because we live in a social media world, but I feel like everyone on social media posts editing, filters, iPhone pictures. So the job that you can do, which is a passion, like you said, it's something that you enjoy doing, kind of gets overshadowed by the fact that
by a phone.
Everyone can freaking do it.
Okay, so my take on this is, the camera is a tool, okay? Just as the iPhone. The iPhone's a tool, camera's a tool. Just because I have the tool doesn't mean I know how to use it. That's how I see it. So you have an iPhone, yeah, you can take a picture, but can you take a nice picture? Can you take a good picture that shows emotion, that sets the tone, sets the mood? You know, there's more to a picture than just snapping away and saying, okay, here's a picture of something.
Okay, so then I'll play my part of being an asshole and ask you, do you feel like a lot of the people on social media that think that they have the nice picture because they have the nice quality photo, or because they have the filter on it, do you sometimes see, and I don't need you, if you don't want to answer, you don't have to, but do you sometimes see these pictures and from your point of view, you're like, this is just genuinely not a good picture, you know?
Well, it depends. What makes a good picture isn't necessarily the quality.
Okay.
So obviously your quality is gonna differ from a nice DSLR from an iPhone. Obviously it's gonna differ the quality, but what makes the picture is not the quality. Okay. It's what the picture is, what the picture says. So am I mad that people could become great photographers through an iPhone? No.
Okay.
They have an eye for it. They're doing what they love, and like, how can I bash that? How can I bash someone from doing what they love?
And especially since it's something that you too enjoy, so you have to a certain extent, appreciate.
If someone is, I don't know, is considered a better photographer than me, why would I bash that?
Okay.
They're doing something they love.
And in terms of you and photography, is there a style of photography that you enjoy more than others? Is there a certain picture, a grouping of picture that you enjoy taking more? I've seen your Instagram portraits.
I like portraits.
Okay.
I just find they tell so much. Like, it tells a story. You see a portrait and you can see, just within the eyes, you see a happiness, you see sadness, it sets the mood for everything. Okay. And the way you edit the picture, the way you go about the background, the lighting and everything, it tells a story, and that's what I like.
But do you feel don't you feel that editing removes from the picture?
Depends how much you're editing.
Okay.
So
because you have the vision, so you know how much of it you already wanted. Because do you consider it enhancing or do you consider it changing? Because you're technically adjusting the picture, but do you put it in an enhancement category or do you put it as a change?
I see it as a better reality.
Okay.
So sometimes our eyes, we see things and it looks so beautiful. Then we capture it in the picture and it's like, it kind of looks better in my eyes. So it's also, at the same time, it's imagination along with reality. So you're mixing in this perfect world. You're taking a picture and you're trying to make it so perfect to your eyes.
Yeah.
I guess. Because that happens to me so often. I'll see something and be like, wow, I'm going to take a picture. This looks beautiful. I take a picture and it's like, my eyes were nicer. Whatever I saw here was nicer than I saw on the phone. So I'll try to recreate what I saw.
By the editing.
What I remember that I saw.
Okay.
With the editing.
So you don't...
So as far as enhancing something and changing its structure, no. I like making the colors pop, let's say. I'll make everything more vivid, more vibrant.
Give your final life on it.
Give life to the picture.
Okay, so that's a refreshing perspective over
what life is to my standards, or to my memory of seeing that, let's say, object.
So it's really what you're trying to say entirely is just, it's your pictures for you is just you. It's all what you see and you keep
It's my imagination mixed with my reality. That's what it is.
Okay, and
you can't tell someone what their imagination is, or this picture's better because I edited like this. No.
Have you ever had a situation where someone hasn't liked?
Of course, it happens all the time. We just have different views, but at the same time, being a photographer, it's a client, right? I want to please them, so I always tell them, tell me what vibe you're going for. What's your vibe? So I can understand with the editing process that, okay, you're going for something a little more dark, a little more bright, So I try to feel for your imagination and try to make that real for you.
Okay, and in terms of, let's take away from smartphones and all that whatnot, in terms of cameras themselves, does someone have to go out and get the most expensive camera to have the best performance from the camera?
Like I said, at the end of the day, you could have the tool, but if you don't know how to use it, it's useless.
Okay.
You could have an iPhone 5 versus the greatest camera ever. If you don't know how to use the greatest camera ever, what use is it?
It won't change.
There's
anything.
no use to it. Okay. If you have the eye for something.
And what about this is more of a personal question because I've always wanted to know. Maybe you might have the answer, but people who take these nice pictures of clouds and like the moon and stuff like that? Is there a specific type of that's
the
lens? Is it the lens that changes, or because you can't take a picture like that with your iPhone?
Okay, I see what you mean. So yeah, lens plays a huge role. Depends what kind of lens you have. There's more portrait lens, which puts things into focus. It's also the editing factor too. So I mean, like you could take a picture of clouds and they could look, pretty, to our eyes, pretty great. But with the editing, you can make these clouds look fucking.
So can I? So can you take pictures of me now and like fix it up and make me look like a model?
I can make your jacket orange. You know what I mean? I can make it red.
You can fix it up however the vision is supposed to be.
Exactly.
Okay. So I think in terms of photography, I feel like you made it pretty clear. Honestly, it's a vision type of thing. It's a personal type of thing. It is a personal, and it's nothing that you can hate on per se because everyone has their own vision. Everyone has their own touch.
Every picture I take, there's going to be those people who don't like them. They're going to have a different vision, or they're going to see, you maybe should have taken it from this angle. That's just different perspectives. So at the end of the day, you can't please everybody, but
you do it for you. Like you said, it's not a career. You do it because you enjoy.
I never started. My incentive was never, like I said, I'm going to get a camera, I'm going to be this great photographer, I'm going to be rich, I'm going to do this with. But no, it was, I like photography, I'm going to buy a camera, I'm going to take a few pictures, and then it just kind of became into like something. I wouldn't even call it a business. It's still a hobby to me.
It's just you get people who want your help, and then you just do it.
I don't enjoy, like, let's say I have a friend comes asking me, hey, can I do a photo shoot, this, that, I'll pay you. I don't want to get paid for that. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy taking a picture. I don't see it as like, okay, I'm going to try to get all these clients and taking pictures of them, and I'm going to get money. Like, you're not pushing the fact that you take pictures. To me, I enjoy taking a picture and showing someone my reality.
Okay.
So I'm taking a picture of you, but I'm showing you my view on you, my view of how I see things.
Okay. So it's you really, okay. So like you said from the beginning, it's you spreading your image and you spreading your vision, which is something that it's personal to everyone.
Exactly.
And so you get the clashes with certain people who don't agree, and then you get the people
and you're always going to get that. You're always going to get people who disagree with you, no matter what you do.
Okay, and I feel like you're a pretty easygoing person, so that really doesn't...
It doesn't bother me, as long as it's reasonable. Respectable and reasonable what you're saying.
Okay. Now, transition to the second part, where you said part-time lifter.
Part-time weightlifter.
So I don't know you for too long, I know you from the gym.
Yeah.
So let's just say I know that you're into fitness, but from what I've heard, it wasn't a lifetime. It wasn't from the beginning, it wasn't you're always into fitness, or I might be wrong.
Well, I was always active.
Okay.
I always played sports as a kid. I was always running around. I was never, let's say, overweight.
Okay.
I had an average physique. I was never anybody inactive, lazy. I would always consider myself pretty, like, an active person. I'd always want to be moving. I couldn't sit still. I'd always have to do something. Like I said, played soccer most of my life. But I guess getting into the gym started when I was, let me think now, maybe secondary 3.
Okay.
So I was playing soccer at the time, and I had just gotten into an ankle injury, which kind of set me back. So I started being a little less active, So when I started putting on a little bit of weight, still not considered overweight, but
just not where you used to be.
Not the physical like standpoint where I used to be, I used to be at. So I guess that was kind of a turning point for me, and I started working out in my basement, push-ups, sit-ups. Not really knowing what I'm doing. I'm just trying to be more active, replacing soccer with something else, I guess. While going through puberty, though, one thing where people don't know why I even started the gym in the first place was I had something called gynecomastia.
Okay.
Which, for people who don't know what that is, it's man boobs.
Okay.
I guess I didn't have a severe case of it, but it's a bit of extra fat tissue around the breast area. So, like I said, not a huge severe case, but enough that I noticed it, and that made me really insecure about myself. I could remember a few times where I was made fun of it for having that. So
it pushed you a little bit more.
Being a 14-year-old kid going through puberty, your hormones all over the place, getting made fun of through something that you can't control.
It's the last thing. It's the last thing you want.
It sucks. So, secondary 3, I was like, always, I need to have that nice chest. Gotta get rid of this fat. I gotta get rid of this fat. Always doing push-ups, and it came to a point where it's like, I don't know what to do. This fat's not coming off. I don't know what I'm doing. I would beg my parents, could you sign me up to the gym? They're like, look, you
too young.
Too young. You're 14 years old. What gym are you gonna go to? First of all, you have to be 16.
Yeah, if you're not accompanied by an adult, for sure. Montreal rules.
So my parents aren't gonna be coming to the gym with me every single day. They're busy. They got their own shit to do. But so what I did was I had saved a bunch of money. I waited till my 15th birthday. I signed up at Centre du Sablon.
Wow.
Community Center Gym.
Wow. Humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings.
So
worked out.
It all started there, and exactly. And it all started just because I had this problem, this gynecomastia problem. It all stemmed from that. It was never like, yo, I'm gonna get into the gym, I'm gonna get all these girls, I'm gonna get this. It was like,
it was more of a
I hate the way
issue.
my chest looks. I hate that I'm getting made fun of it for it. I just hate it. I gotta fix this. And even like now I still struggle with the problem. It's like I said, it's not severe. People have it way worse than I do, and I'm fortunate for that. I'm fortunate for not having this severe case.
But it's still something that lingers, and for sure
you might not see it. I still see it because I have to look at it every day. I know what I'm looking at.
And again, it comes to with the vision thing as well, especially for someone like you. Especially for someone like you who has that, let's put it in quotations, that capability of seeing the after product, you know, of seeing a finished product. I feel like for sure it stings a little bit more.
And I'm hard on myself. I'm a perfectionist.
Definitely.
And I always see this, so it's always been something that I have to get off my body. So that was the reason of why I started the gym. It was, I got to get a bigger chest. So I was in the gym every day hitting chest. But obviously when you're young, not knowing what you're doing,
doesn't really work that way.
Ego lifting
doesn't really work that way.
You go through a bunch of injuries, you know. So I for the amount of time I've been in the gym, I definitely could say that I've wasted a lot of time just with ignorance.
Which I feel like it's a common trait amongst people who start young.
It is. And like, I wish I had someone when I was younger teaching me proper form, about proper nutrition, everything about the gym. I wish I had someone to teach me, to show me the ways. But like I said, you learn from your mistakes, you learn from your faults, and that's what makes you better at the end of the day.
But it's still, which is something I feel like you do now. No, it's you work as a trainer, and you're offering that guidance to people who might have necessarily not ever had that guidance, right? And I feel like you started off with your brother first.
I started off with my brother first. So so my brother was actually the one who got me into the gym as well. He was older brother. He was the one who was considered the fit kid.
Okay.
He was when he was younger, he struggled with being overweight.
Okay.
He was bullied for it in elementary school. And then once he got to high school, you know, he started, like I said, going through puberty, losing a bit of that weight, kind of filling out his frame differently. Started hitting the gym, which
got rid of the baby fat.
Got rid of the baby fat and started becoming a man.
Okay.
He was a man. He was no more a kid, he was a man. And it is motivating to see that, you know?
Yeah, especially if it's your older brother going through a change.
Exactly. So I'm seeing him, he's putting on all this muscle. I'm like, damn, I gotta get in the fucking gym now. I gotta start lifting some weight. I gotta start changing the way I look. So
fast forward.
He was a big part of me getting into the gym.
Okay.
And then I guess it came to a point where I started surpassing him. He started falling off and I started getting on my grind harder.
The student becomes the master.
Exactly. So he went basically from really fit to fat.
Okay. And that you can say that.
I could say that.
He was
very fit and he got very fat. His whole lifestyle changed though. It wasn't just because he stopped hitting the gym. You know, he got his job changed. He was sitting down more. He was less active.
Life just takes its toll.
Life, exactly. So he just fell off the fucking gym and he stopped hitting the gym. Like literally, like from 100 to 0. He didn't do anything.
And then, Jesus, bro, I'm so clumsy. And then that's when you came in?
Not right away.
Okay.
So while this was happening, I was getting into the gym where I was learning about nutrition, I was learning about dieting, I was learning about proper training, and that's when I decided to first compete.
Okay.
And then
which was still relatively recent, no? Your competition?
The first one was 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And how'd you do on that one?
I came third.
Okay.
Which qualified me for the Open Cup.
Regardless, it's better than last.
I was happy that I was there. I was happy that I accomplished something.
Especially for someone who dealt with the insecurities. I'm sure being on stage, being confident enough to be in front of all those people. It was tough. It's a challenge mentally.
Even being at those low levels of body fat, I still saw the issue. I still saw the problem. But it's like, you know what? I worked my fucking ass off. This is what I got. This is my physique, and I'm proud.
This is me, you know. It's the work you've put in, like you said. It's years, it's hours in the gym, it's the training, and it's that little kid who dealt with the insecurity for so long, and finally you to a certain extent, like we can say you overcame it, you know. Because anyone who's willing, and I can say this as someone who's competed as well, you know, anyone who's willing to put themselves on a pedestal. To be judged by thousands of eyes, it takes a certain amount of courage and it takes a certain amount of confidence. So you did that first show, which was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
And then I think you did another show.
This past April.
And then that was
first place.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And you did men's physique?
Men's physique.
Cool. And then did you feel more confident stepping on stage?
The second time around?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because the knowledge that was gained from the first show up until the second show is like incredible. The knowledge was surpassed itself. I learned so much more about dieting, about proper training, how to train for my body.
Yeah.
That's I knew stepping on that stage, I'm coming in first place. I gave it my all.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm coming in second, third. I'm coming here to win.
You were ready to win.
I was ready to win.
And is it something that you want to continue? Would you
competing?
Yeah.
I have plans to do another show in the future, but as far as making it a career, I don't know yet.
Okay.
It depends. It depends what I got.
Like you said, it's part time. As long as it doesn't interfere with you being legendary, that doesn't become the issue. So let's get back to you being the trainer factor, and then the brother part.
Okay, so yeah, fast forward from the first competition. I guess that's when my brother tried to make that initial push to get back into the gym again.
He noticed the young brother stepping up.
I was getting fit, and he was just getting fatter. So this guy, he started coming to the gym with me. I started training with him a little bit, but it was always an on and off thing. He would come 2 days, and then post workout he'd have a protein shake and add a scoop of Ben and Jerry's in there. He's like, yeah, bro, I'm getting a little protein shake in there.
Fatty in there.
No, it's a milkshake, bro.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
It's an ice cream milkshake.
So,
it's not even just a milkshake at that point.
As far as the efforts go, I mean, he tried. He tried to get back into it, but he just, I don't know. I think there was no drive. There was no will to do it. He didn't want to do it bad enough.
I feel like once you fall off the wagon, it becomes...
And he fell off hard, man. He fell off really hard. He went from being, 170 in the gym to surpassing 215, 220.
Which is hard. Which is hard on a person,
that's
for
a
sure.
lot. That's an extra 50 pounds to a frame.
Yeah, especially for someone who is never at that predicament. It's difficult to refine that motivation to get moving.
Look, he was going from being in the gym every day. He had rock climbing. He had basketball. He had all these activities, and falling off completely. Not even like having one like a few days a week. Nothing.
Went cold turkey from the gym.
Cold fucking turkey. So
the worst thing to do.
I guess the initial push was after that first competition. He tried it, couldn't get back into it. Fast forward up until the second competition prep. There was a bit more of a push there too. He tried, he couldn't get back into it. Fast forward to after the competition, after this summer, he looks at me, he's like, George, he looked at himself, I remember this perfectly. We were in the bathroom, he's brushing his teeth, I walk in, and he's just looking at him, he's like, I can't do this. I can't look like this anymore. I can't fucking do this.
It's a spark.
He just saw it and he's like, look at me. How the fuck do I look like this? How the fuck did I let myself go this much, And he told me, he's like, yo, please help me, please make me something. Please get me on a workout. I'm going to do it 100%. And I looked it straight in the face and I said, fuck you.
You didn't believe it.
Fuck you. I said, you've asked me so many times for help and I've helped you and you've never stuck with it. So I said, fuck you. I'll make you a meal plan,
Like prove to me that you're going to do it.
Prove to me you want this.
Yeah.
Lose some weight on your own. I don't want to help you. You do it on your own, then come back to me. The motherfucker lost 20 pounds, bro.
Okay.
It took him 2 months, but
that's 10 pounds a month.
That's
10 pounds a month. 2.5 pounds a week.
He lost fucking 20 pounds, And then I looked at him. I said, Kirk, you want to do this? Let's fucking do this. Let's do it. 90 days. I'm gonna put it all over Instagram. Every single day I'm posting you. You can't back out. You back out, you look like the fucking idiot, not me.
Yeah, that's what I think I appreciated the most, and that's what I want to talk to you the most about today is the commitment that you brought.
Yeah.
To the table, equal to the commitment that he brought to the table. Because look, I'm quite open about it. Everyone who knows me personally knows I have a certain amount of displeasure with personal trainers and how they go about what they do, because they're all about the money.
Exactly.
99% about it is about the money, and this is a topic that we spoke about. We're gonna get into later.
Yeah.
But what I appreciated the most about you, and this isn't to boast you up, this is honesty, is just every single day you're at the gym with your brother. Regardless if you're training, if you're not training, you were there. Moral support, mental support. You were posting the videos. You're making sure his nutrition was on point, and it's a refreshing thing to see, because for someone, and I'll speak from my point of view as my older brother too just recently started getting back into the training, and it's something where I've noticed that people who get personal trainers really want that push, and you as a personal trainer, if you don't offer,
it's the motivation.
If you don't offer your hand every single day, then you're expecting the same lack of performance from them.
They want to be babied. That's what it is.
For sure.
They need that initial push, that initial drive to do something.
But what was spectacular with you is that it wasn't just the initial push. And I can say this confidently because when I spoke last on the podcast with Danny, even Danny mentioned, Danny said you didn't want to start with him until you knew that Kirk was done with his 90 days. You made sure that Kirk did his 90 days, and you didn't want to take on anyone new because you gave your 100%.
I didn't want to steer the focus away from Kirk.
That's it. You gave the full concentration. I see, man, there was some nights that you were leading the gym 10:30 while he's on the Stairmaster and you didn't have to. But you stood there. And then was that something for you that it was it because he's your brother that it made you give that commitment, or was it something that you've always had in you? Is it that you know, as someone who never had that guidance when he started off, was it that you knew that he needed the guidance 90 days, or it's just you felt bad because he's your brother?
I guess you put it that way, it's different. I never thought of it that way.
Sometimes I say smart things.
Yeah, no, I never really thought of it that way. So your question is, did I think he needed to be pushed like I pushed him, like to stay in the gym with him every day?
Yeah. Was it
to a certain extent? Yes.
Okay.
Because I've seen him train alone, and he doesn't push himself as hard as I was there pushing him. Because he was, let's say, he's doing his bench press, he would stop, he would grind out 1-2 reps, and I knew he wasn't done. I knew you're not pushing yourself to your 100%. I made sure every day he went in that gym and pushed himself to his full capacity. I wanted him to be gassed after every workout, give you 100%.
Yeah, so tell me the statistics. So 90 day, you gave him a 90-day challenge.
I gave him a 90-day challenge. We started at 210, and we ended off at 164.
It's 50 pounds.
50-something pounds, yeah.
It's 50-something pounds.
50-something pounds. Completely changed his physique.
Is
Changed his life.
Is he still?
He's still on it.
Good.
He's still watching. He's not as serious with the diet, but he's still watching what he eats.
For sure, you gotta make sure. Kirk, if you're listening to this, just don't fall off the wagon, man.
Fall off
your brother busted his ass off for too long for you to fall off that freaking wagon.
No, he's doing well. He's watching what he eats. He's still in the gym every day. This guy calls me. He's like, yo, when we hit in the gym.
Okay.
So
you re-brought that fire. You reignited the fire off his ass.
And what made me so originally what made me happy was, you're going to start with anybody, right? They're always going to have that doubt. They're always going to have that doubt. Fuck, can I do this 90 days? Look at me now. Can I do this? Can I do this? What really gets me going is once I see that you believe you could do it.
Yeah.
Like even at first with Danny. Danny didn't believe he could do it. Not believe. He had that doubt in him. He had that slight doubt of like, he was always questioning.
Which is normal.
Which is very normal. Everybody has that doubt. As the weeks progressed, you started seeing that, okay, look at
the confidence starts to grow.
I see it. I could he starts believing that, I can do this.
Was the trend the same with Kirk and Danny?
It was the same thing. Because at first Kirk was like doubting. I could show you videos from the day one when we first started. This kid's looking for the veggies. He's like, fuck,
I don't want to eat this shit.
I don't want to eat this shit. Like you said, that doubt in his face. Yeah. But he started to understand, okay, I got to eat this food because it's fuel. I got to eat this because I got to get to this goal.
Yeah.
He started understanding why he was doing everything. And then he started understanding and believing like, holy fuck, I could do this.
Yeah.
And once you have them there,
it keeps going. Yeah. Once they're in drive, and once you're no longer holding, I feel like once you're no longer holding the steering wheel for them, it was
no longer me telling him, yo, let's go to the gym, come on, get moving. It was, yo, I'm coming home from work, we're hitting the gym right now.
Yeah.
He started telling me when we're going to the gym. It wasn't like, yo, come on, gotta get your meals in. He started telling me, I finished my meals, I finished this, I finished that.
I feel like that's when it becomes more gratifying.
Starting being more independent,
and it becomes a nice feeling for you because you're like, shit, I finally got him to get back into the healthy lifestyle.
Because now he believes he could do it. Once the client believes they could do it, it's done. That's all it is. They believe it, they're gonna achieve it.
So now you're doing the same thing with Danny, if I'm not mistaken. And you guys are at 30 days.
32 today,
and I believe he's lost 15 pounds.
He's lost 15 pounds so far.
15 pounds,
and he's strong since the beginning. He's got a lot stronger.
Now,
for the biggest change, not only physical, it's like I said, it's mental.
The confidence he gains.
Confidence.
And I know for a fact when I was speaking to him, he was explaining to me how it's slow. He's like, it's slow confidence. The progression has been coming slowly but surely. But he's like, he never used to feel the way he does currently. He's like, he's a lot more confident.
He's proud
in training. That's it. Exactly.
He's proud to be in his frame now.
Yeah.
There's no more hiding. There's no more like, oh, I gotta wear bigger clothes. I gotta wear hoodies. It's more like, okay, look at me, man. Look at
which
me.
Which for someone like you is, again, it's a gratifying feeling because you're not doing it for the money. you're not doing it for the praise. You're doing it for the fact that you're finally getting people to appreciate who they are.
But that's the thing. It never started as, okay, I'm going to train my brother and I'm going to become this great trainer. That's not the incentive. If that's your incentive to do things, you're never going to make it anywhere. If your incentive to do things is always the monetary like perspective of things, or I got to do this so people could look at me this way, it's never going to bring you anywhere. You gotta do from your heart, man. You have to want to do it. I wanted to help my brother change. I wanted to make him believe that he could change. And within doing so, people see that passion, they see that drive, and then
they appreciate it.
They appreciate it also.
So then what's your take? Fuck, I feel like I keep asking this question to everybody,
From
but I'm
gym trainers?
Ah.
I have a lot to say about gym trainers, man.
How do you feel
about those gym trainers?
I mean, look, I can't lie. I used to work there. I know how it works, and I'm not gonna call out anybody's name. I'm not gonna talk bad on anybody, because that's not why we're here. But for someone who does it because they appreciate it, as opposed to someone who does it for monetary value, and because I feel like people who watch me are tired of hearing me say it, because it's a complaint I've always done.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
From a refreshing, different point of view, how do you feel? How do you feel about all these copy-paste staple trainers who don't give a fuck about the client, hands in their pockets? I feel like people listening associated it. If you're at Gold Gym, you know off the bat who I'm referring to.
Even Danny knows who you're talking about.
I mean, look, it's me personally. That's what, and I still have a lot of people come up to me now and they're like, "Hey, man, why don't you work in a gym again?
Yeah.
And why won't you go back to a gym?" But I can't. I personally had to eliminate myself from these mass chain gyms because the client is just another paycheck.
I think at the time there, you were the only trainer who knew what the fuck was going on.
Which is appreciated.
I think you were the only one. Not like, oh, maybe you and some... Nah, it was just you.
Look, it's appreciated.
And it's worse now. It's much worse. I don't know if you've been recently. It's much worse now.
No, I haven't been, honestly, I haven't been in forever. But even at that, like I can say, and again, I'm not here to bash anyone, but every other gym that I've been through, still, I notice the same fuck-ups, man. I see clients doing things they're not supposed to be doing. Trainers on their phones. Trainers not paying attention, and
hands in the pockets.
And so for someone who does it because they purely enjoy it, does it bother you?
It does. It does bother me because first of all, you go to these commercial gyms, right? These trainers don't even practice what they preach. Them themselves are overweight, inactive, don't know a thing about fucking nutrition.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being a fat trainer.
No,
okay?
Nothing's wrong. No,
I'm a fat trainer.
Forget being
nothing
fat.
wrong with being a fat
but you
trainer.
know how to train.
Yes.
You know about nutrition.
Yes, of course.
Right?
Of course.
And you could see that. You could see that you have that knowledge. But don't come to me now. This man's they're not extremely overweight. They don't look fit to any standards.
They're not in shape.
They look like they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And you're going to sit there, have this guy pay you, and the best advice you give them is, instead of taking the elevator, take the stairs. So that's the advice you're going to give a fucking client.
And you know why I find that's the worst out of everything? Because the people that go to these big brand chains are, in my opinion, the people that need it the most.
Yeah.
Because someone like Danny, someone like Kirk, yes, they need the motivation.
Yeah.
But they're still at a place in life where they're young enough and they can do their research online. But from my experience and when I was in these gyms, you get these 40-year-olds, these 50-year-olds who actually want to make a change. And for a growing adult, it's difficult to admit that you want to make that change, let alone pay ridiculous amounts of money to buy a service, and again, to pay someone who's not educated.
But who are you paying? You're paying someone who doesn't even look the part.
That's it.
I don't know about you, but I'd rather listen to someone who's fucking fit than someone who's fucking fat. Not fat, just...
No, I understand. No, for sure.
Someone who's completely lack of knowledge, overweight, has no idea what the hell they're doing in the gym. Horrible form. You're showing your client horrible form.
But it's so easy now.
But it is aggravating. It's very aggravating to see that this guy's paying you, and the best advice you're going to give him is don't take the elevator, take the stairs. That's the advice you get for fucking $50 an hour. That's what you're going to tell the guy?
I still have people tell me that my trainer tells me to eat Nutella sandwiches in the morning because it's okay to have a little bit of it in the morning. But
it's absurd. It's ridiculous.
It's a paycheck. That's the difference. Like you said, you never started because you wanted the money.
But there's no drive. Even these trainers, they're training there with their clients, the hands in the pockets. Yeah, good job. Good
they look on their push. They look at their phone on the sides.
Exactly. What are you
come
there
back
for?
To it.
The client's there just going through the movement, and you're just there watching them do it.
And it hurts the industry of trainers.
And it does.
It hurts the industry of trainers because it
Actually, no, it doesn't. It doesn't, because that's what makes you and me different. It differentiates us from them. It adds value to us.
To certain eyes.
To certain eyes, yeah.
To people who understand it.
Exactly.
But for the mass volume, and we agreed on it in the beginning, we're glorified babysitters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're only there to help you and make sure you're doing everything
But
correctly.
we will provide you the knowledge.
Yes.
We will teach you things in the process.
Yes, but because there are so many people, and not only in gyms, like, the thing that aggravates me the most is the social media famous trainers.
Okay.
That
The cookie cutter plans.
the cookie cutter plans. Oh, I have shoulder issues. Yeah, that's fine. Just keep doing this, but no, it's not fine.
Teach them how to work around that shoulder.
Because you as a trainer, you're not only fucking wasting that person's time and money, but you're making his life and the person that comes after you, their life equally impossible. Because if you get screwed over by one trainer, I feel like it fucks it up for everybody else after, because you already have a bad taste in your mouth. Imagine,
bad rep.
It's horrible reputation.
Bad rep.
It's horrible reputation, and it's crazy to see that, like, because you have 2,000 followers on social media, you can post whatever the fuck you want, and people are gonna try it.
People are still gonna ask for it.
That's what I've noticed the most now, and I can see it through these videos. I see a lot of people in these gyms, and I was doing it in the beginning. I was posting videos trying to teach people how to do exercises and things like that, but I had to remove myself from it because it's an industry and it's an area that it's so fucking messed up.
Cluttered, man.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
And I might have given up early. I understand. I removed myself from it because it was bothering me and it was causing me to get aggravated for no reason. But it's extremely cluttered with people who don't know what the fuck they're doing.
But like I said, and you could quote Danny on this one, just see these trainers with the lack of knowledge and not knowing what the fuck they're doing. I still think that makes me look better. It differentiates me from them. There's that difference. There's that gap. You're able to see that gap with knowledge and fitness level. And Danny was the one who actually brought this to my attention. We were in the gym training the other day, and he saw someone with, like, this horrible haircut, like, absolutely garbage. And he's like, "What the fuck is that?" And I'm like, "Does that piss you off? That, you know, like, do you want to go there and fix his hair?" He's like, "Absolutely not, because I know there's barbers that are out there that still like that.
Yeah,
I know there's barbers who are worse, and that just makes me look better."
Okay, so that's a refreshing point of view, but unfortunately, I don't have that optimistic bone in me. That's why, and it's shitty to say, but that's why I separated myself from it. But now because this interview is not about me, I wanted to ask you: have you noticed the demand getting more and more after Kirk's transformation and what you have been doing to Danny? And then that being said, is it something that you're okay with?
I said, to start off with Kirk, I always liked fitness. I had made plans for people before. I've always liked helping people. But like I said, my plan wasn't always, okay, I'm gonna be the greatest trainer of all time, and that's my life. I just wanted to help my brother out. I helped him out, and people saw that. People liked that combination of, okay, he's in the gym with him every day. You know, he's putting him through.
You're tracking him. You're putting him on Instagram.
I'm teaching him. I'm teaching him. I'm giving him valuable information that's going to stick with him for the rest of his life. I didn't just transform his physique. This kid is a completely different person. I can say the same from Danny. From day one to what we are now, he's not the same guy.
Yeah.
They're different.
That's a growth.
It's a huge growth.
That's growth, and as a trainer, it's something that not every trainer can offer.
And in a short period of time,
yeah,
I changed not only his, like, the way he looks physically, but his mental. So that's the most humbling thing for me. It's like making people aware that they could change themselves. I'm just like, and even with Kirk's transformation, I didn't even give any credit to myself. I said this was all Kirk. I was just there guiding him.
And is it something that you would be willing to do for more people? For whomever is listening.
Ever since Kirk, I have been. I really I enjoy the process, and I enjoy seeing the belief in the others. I enjoy seeing the client's belief and understanding, like, holy fuck, I could do this.
Okay. So for anyone who is listening, if they feel free to contact you, is it something that you would
100%.
You would 100% do? Perfect. So for whoever is interested, I mean, look, you've seen his Instagram. He did mention it, George, Mr. T. Transformations are on there. So you guys can go take a look. Always active, always posting stories.
Daily posting of Danny.
The content, Right now it's Danny. Right now it'll be Danny. And
I have a few other clients that I'm
on the side.
on the side. I'm not doing complete 90 days with them. I can't post them every day. I don't have my own location for the time being. I'm working on that, but I do have other people on programs. I do have other people making good progress.
Do you find it? Okay, this. I know. I already know the answer to this, but I just want to ask. Do you find it hard to be training your clients without getting shit from the gym? From the gym itself.
Well, I've already gotten shit once from the gym. I didn't really understand why. It was while I was training my brother. Not that I was training him. I was training with him. We were partners.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, for sure not. You're training.
And I think one of the days, I was showing my girlfriend an exercise. I was showing her something on the battle ropes, okay? One of the trainers approached me. Didn't approach me nicely. Got in my face. And, he was like, I don't know who you think you are. You're training these people. You're training this people. I just took a step back. I'm like, bro, it's my girlfriend. It's my brother.
My brother.
Like, they're not paying me. And even if they were, they're not paying me. I'm doing it out of the goodness of my heart. I want to help them. What's wrong with helping people? Oh, his response was, if they get hurt, it's our fault. It's on us. I go, I don't think so, man. I signed the contract saying if I get hurt in this gym, it's not on you.
It's not on you, yeah.
I don't know where you're getting this information
from. I feel like it's jealousy more than it's negative. It's a self-reflective personality.
Why I don't understand it is because, dude, I don't want your clients. I don't want any of your clients. I want my own clients. I don't want your people. You could have everybody in this gym. I don't want anybody.
Because from my experience, they believe that you're taking away from their pay, because you are helping said your brother or your girlfriend, then your brother and girlfriend aren't going to go to them for the service.
But they're also offering their services, right?
Yeah.
Why they want to come to me over you is because I'm obviously doing something different.
Yeah, and your results speak for themselves.
And there it is.
For sure.
So at the end of the day, look, even though I don't want your clients, if they come and approach me, you should check yourself. Check what you're doing wrong.
Yeah, make sure.
If some guy that doesn't even work there comes out of nowhere and starts, making these crazy transformations, what does that say about you?
Yeah, if your clients like you as in George, if your clients are getting better results than the clients of the gym trainer, then it's understood that maybe they should hire you. Maybe they should hire you to be a gym trainer.
There's enough people to go around for
everybody.
There's enough people
for everybody. I was gonna. That's back of my mind.
The way about he got in my face, right?
Yeah.
Was it necessary? No, it wasn't necessary. He could have approached the situation much differently, but he chose the aggressive route.
It speaks of character, and in this domain, amongst all other domains as well. In this domain, it's something that I've noticed more and more, and it's just there's a lot of ego. In trainers, for sure. There's a lot of ego. You do an exercise. Oh well, I created this exercise first, and my client lost this much weight, and this is doing that. And I feel like it's extremely shitty because it becomes more of you take it away from the client and you make it about yourself.
No, exactly. You're discrediting the client.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Which should never be the case, because then you're a glorified piece of shit at that point.
What are you doing? Are you doing this just because you want a paycheck, or do you actually want to see your client change?
And I think look, there are some super knowledge personal trainers, and
no, for sure.
And yes,
I don't think we should bash each other either.
No,
we're all trying to do the same thing. We're all trying to better people's lives.
But the reality remains that, like you mentioned, you're taking away from the client. You're taking away from the fact that we as trainers, we're not doing shit all. The client is the one putting in the work. The client is the one doing the diet. The client is the one lifting the weights. The client is the one doing the cardio. So it shouldn't. Again, it's one of the things that bothered me, because it shouldn't be about, my client lost this much. No, why are you bragging about what your client has done? Let the client's work speak for itself, which is something that's been the case for you clearly, because your clients are just, none of them have had. I know I've only spoken to Kirk and to Danny, because it's something recent for sure, but I've never heard anything negative from either one of your clients. You've never hurt anyone. You've done nothing but spread positive reinforcement.
The only thing I wish different is that I was able to be in the gym with all of them, just in case, just if they're doing something wrong, I could correct it to the best of my knowledge.
So now I remember what I had to say. Do you think that gyms should have always an active staff member making sure, and certified knowledge, making sure that clients are doing everything correctly? Because I find it shitty to ask someone for money because they're doing an exercise incorrectly. Like if that said person doesn't want your guidance, you shouldn't have to ask money to fix their form. That's our job. Our responsibility is to make sure that people are doing stuff correct.
So you're asking if the gym should have
walking
a specified person
yes,
to come?
Yes.
I think it's a good addition, for sure. I'd agree with that. I'd be a great addition to the gym.
Because it makes everybody's lives easier.
No, for sure. And like I said, helping someone out at the end of the day, how nice does that feel? You see some kid doing like bench press, very incorrectly, his shoulders are too flared up. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see this kid hurt himself. Have someone there, show him proper form. It takes 2 seconds. You just saved that kid his shoulders. You never know what could happen.
But like we said, it's a paycheck thing,
It is. Yeah, I guess if you're looking at it that way, it is a paycheck thing.
It is a paycheck thing. People are just trying to focusing on filling up their bellies before anything else, and it's fucked up. But it's like any other job. And
if you have someone on the floor the entire time making sure, it's tough. It would be a good addition. Just it's tough to go about it. How would you set that up? That's the only difficult part, I think.
I mean,
he's gonna want to get paid more. He's gonna be like, I'm helping all these people. And I'm getting.
Yeah, no, but you don't get the highest certified personal trainer out there. You get someone who just finished their certification. You get someone who's studying, who's doing their internship, and you're like, look, we'll give you a decent pay. We'll pay you hourly, but we just want you roaming around, man. Give a hand, pick up the weights. Like, how much does that piss you the fuck off? Like especially that we shared the same gym for a relatively long time. And I've spoken about this, but how fucking annoying is it? And I've seen trainers, man. I've seen some trainers leave the weight on the freaking floor, walk away, no fucks are given.
This is your gym, man. This is your gym. I'm coming here to your gym and you're leaving your gym like this. It's sad.
So again, having that person walk around.
But they do have those people walk around. They have people in the front. That's considered to do the bitch work, what I mean?
I don't think they do it.
I don't know if they do it or not. I'm not here to...
You're not here to talk bad on
I'm not here to talk bad on what people do with their jobs, but that's what their job is, right? To have to go around and clean up the gym. So
okay,
there is someone set for that. Now, as far as if they're doing it or not, that I can't speak on.
You won't speak on.
I won't speak on.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
Let's step away from that negative shit because I talk a whole lot of smack. I want to know, man, you have any preferences of gyms in Montreal that you would rank?
I like to train.
That you would rank as your top 3.
Okay.
And no particular order, no ranking, just off the top of your head.
Okay, from a bodybuilder's perspective,
Yeah.
I'd say Monster, just because of the vibe. It's you walk in there. I've never had a bad workout there.
Yeah. Just the vibe.
You walk in there and you're ready to fuck shit up.
Yeah, it's called the Mecca for a reason.
It is called the Mecca.
It's called the Mecca for a reason.
Other than that, it's tough. I've heard Atlantis is pretty good. I've never been, so I can't speak. I've heard it's pretty good. Similar vibes. I wouldn't be able to say. Okay, Monster for sure. Powerflex is cool.
Yeah.
I've trained at Powerflex. I'm not a fan of the gripless dumbbells.
I'm also not a fan of the fact that everyone smells, but I mean, that's a common problem. Please wear deodorant, guys. Please.
It is a good gym though. The vibe.
Yeah, it's so you can easily say that you prefer the old school gym.
But that's not for everybody.
Yeah,
that old school vibe isn't for everybody. That's a personal preference. People like that commercial.
It's one I share with you. I don't like the rubberized dumbbells. No. I don't like the rubberized plates.
I like the yarn. I like the metal.
Yeah, for sure.
Low key though, Atlas, down Samson.
Yes. I heard that's small.
It is small, but
small gym
in the weight area. It has that like old school vibe.
Okay.
So
it
is good.
Atlas
is a pretty good gym. But for sure, top is Monster.
Top one, you would stick to Monster. And then, this is what I wanted to ask you earlier, but it completely slipped my mind. Favorite places in Montreal? If you could give a few people like insights to take nice pictures of just nice landscape backdrop pictures. Doesn't have to be anything specific. Just give people a few pointers out. Let them up their Instagram game.
Downtown Old Port for sure.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong with that. As far as specific locations, I mean...
You don't have to give it coordinates.
No, for sure. But drive around downtown. Yeah. Drive around through little cross streets, little things. You're going to find some crazy stuff. Like I said, that also comes with the eye. Yeah. So I might think something is crazy, and you might be like, well, bro, it's just a fucking cement wall.
But you see the vision, so...
I see a vision to my standards. Yeah. Someone could have a different vision also. But you can't go wrong. Downtown Old Port, drive around, go through little streets, explore.
Really put in the time.
Really put in the time to explore and find spots. But I don't think I've ever done a shoot where it's like, okay, meet me at this location right here. We're gonna shoot on this wall. It's always like, meet me downtown. Let's walk around. Let me get a feel for your vibe. Let me get a feel for who you are as a person, what kind of vibe you want to go for, what kind of shoots you want, what kind of pictures you want, and you just go from there. You have to build that relationship with the client.
Okay.
I have to understand what you're thinking. I can't just take pictures and be like, hey, you like this? Like,
it makes your life so much harder if the
Let me
client's
understand what you want.
Yeah.
Let me understand where you're coming from. Let me understand what you want me to shoot, and then I could do that for you.
Okay, now we're gonna play a round of blitz. I'm just gonna throw questions at you. You just say yes or no. First answer that comes to your mind. Pictures under the rain.
Under the rain?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are selfies classified a good style of picture?
Depends who you are.
Depends who you are. Popular or if it's a good-looking person.
Selfies.
Like selfies. Like if I take a nice selfie, should I be able to post it on my social media page, or do I?
You can do whatever you want.
Come on. Let's say like if let's say you have 4 pictures, 3 of them are really well high quality DSL pictures, and one of them is a selfie, and Instagram gives you that line of 3 pictures. Mm-hmm. Would you put that selfie in one of those pictures?
No.
No chance?
No chance.
Okay.
Just because there's more to those other pictures with the landscape and everything.
Just because you have the appreciation.
Exactly, I have the appreciation for it. So maybe someone else might say, yeah.
Okay.
Fuck it, I want to.
We don't give a shit about nobody else right now.
That's what I'm saying about me.
That's your hour.
So,
women in photo shoots versus men. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It depends. Who's, in your opinion, who's more comfortable from the average that you've had? And from what I've seen on your page, I don't know if it's fair to say, I might be wrong. I think you've taken more pictures of men, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But you've done a decent amount of both.
You know what? Low-key guys are pretty good in front of the camera.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. A lot of women think they're good in front of the camera, but that slightest ounce of like insecurity or
shows,
or like it shows. You could tell when someone's not comfortable in front of the camera. You could tell when they're tense. You could tell all these things. Not to say all girls are bad in front of the camera.
No, for sure not.
I've taken pictures of women that they're great in front of the camera. But I was fairly surprised with guys though. I would think, guys, the ones who can be a little more stiff, standing straight.
Try to force the picture.
Once you get into their head that, imagine that I'm not even here and just go about your day.
Yeah.
It kind of sets them in that
comfortable,
in that mood, and it's like, okay.
That laissez aller.
And that's when the pictures come out the best, when they're natural, when they're not forced.
Okay. Natural lighting or synthetic lighting?
Natural.
Yeah. Indoor or outdoor?
I prefer outdoor.
Okay.
Just because it's landscape.
Night or day?
Depends what shot you're going for. I don't really have a preference. I like both.
You can fuck with both?
I like both. If it's night though, I like to have vivid, bright lights.
Okay.
So that's going to be a synthetic light though, because it's not natural.
It's at nighttime regardless. Yeah. Okay, so follow-up question. Nighttime flash or added light?
Added light.
Added light.
Personal
preference. Is it something against the flash or just you feel more you see the vision better?
Sets a different mood
with the added lights. Okay. Fuck. What else did I have? Favorite time of the day to take a picture. Who gives a shit what setting? If you could only take pictures at one set time of day, what would it be? Like sundown, sun up, fucking midnight. Everything else is perfect. Everything else is exactly how. I'm just trying to help your potential future clients find out who the type of person you are.
Okay, depends the weather.
Okay.
I'd say it depends the weather. Definitely if it's in the fall, anywhere from sunrise to sundown. Okay. Just because you get those nice bright colors. Okay. But in the winter, you either want it like middle of the day. That way it's nice and bright.
Everything's like glare.
Exactly. Glare. Winter night is kind of difficult. You're gonna get. It just doesn't look.
It's a dull picture.
Boring. There's more life. Winter in the day, I'd say, and then fall, spring, anything like that. Sundown, sunrise.
Okay. It's completely different. Never done movies, videos.
No.
Only stuck to photo.
Only stuck to photo.
Is there a reason why?
Never tried video, to be honest. I
never had the taste.
Never had the taste. I appreciate video. I love people who do them, and I think it's incredible how they could put together this craft. I'm not against it. I mean, I'd like to try it one day. It's just I haven't really put too much focus. Your vision's been more focused on the photography.
Exactly. I think I'm done with my blitzing of questions. I don't know where the fuck I came up with that, but I feel like it was a cute little. I feel like it was a cute little 3 minutes to put it out there. If you could give any advice to people going to photo shoots, even if it's not with you. Okay. Anyone doing their photo shoots for the first time, from the cameraman point of view, from the lens point of view, is there anything you can tell apart from be yourself? Because that's super lame, bro.
It is, but it is true though. Be yourself. Be comfortable.
Yeah.
Don't be so like insecure about yourself. Because if you're gonna be taking a photo shoot with a good photographer, they're gonna get the good angles. They're gonna tell you what angle you look best from. Our goal isn't to make you look bad.
Yeah.
It's to make you look good. So I guess don't stress it. Because if you're going to be stressing, it shows you're tense, it just makes the picture look, and it makes the photographer's job difficult.
Yeah, it makes it harder.
For sure, but it sucks to say, but it is. Be yourself. Just be confident. Just pretend that the photographer's not there. You know, look around. Just be you and be loose. Because once you're, like I said, once you're tense,
it's all going downhill from there.
It is downhill from there.
It's all going downhill from there. Any tips for the photographer trying to help out fellow photographers?
Don't be afraid to tell the clients how to position themselves. Don't be afraid, you know, like if you don't like that angle, then fix them up. Tell them, you know, put your arm up here, lean your head down, tilt your head this way. Don't be afraid to tell the client how to pose either, because I don't know, I'm behind the camera.
Yeah.
Put me in front of the camera, I might not necessarily know how to pose.
Yeah, it's different.
I can tell people how to pose, but I don't
change
know,
spots and it becomes a little bit different.
Because look, you see me from a different angle.
Yeah.
Right? You see me, like, I might think, oh, this is my angle, this is my good side, but you might say, yo, you actually look better from this side, so... It is all preference, but don't be afraid to tell the client
how they should be placed in the picture.
Exactly.
I remembered one more question. Would you ever be able to do National Geographic style pictures, super up close with fucked up animals?
I'd be down.
Yeah?
It'd be cool.
Not something you're scared of?
If I'm protected, yeah.
I mean, I don't think they're protected, bro. If you have a crew or something, if you have to, let's say there's like a giant ass grizzly bear and they call on you and they're like, we need you to take a super up close picture. Is that something you'd be able to do? I'm building up your CV, man. I'm building your CV right now.
I'm down for it. I wouldn't say no. Like, my initial thought isn't like, yo, fuck that. It's fuck. I'd consider it.
Okay.
Depends how close, depends what kind of crew it is, depends how protected I am.
Okay.
So a lot of factors taken into consideration, but I'd be down. I mean, there's no...
it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Any pictures you wouldn't take? Has it ever come up where someone wanted something and you're like, nah, I'm not, I can't do this?
Hasn't yet.
Okay.
I can't really see...
Any situation where you're like, no, not happening?
No, I felt pretty comfortable in all situations I've taken pictures with. It hasn't happened yet that someone has approached me with something and I said, look, I'm not comfortable doing that, but for the time being, I'm comfortable with everything. Any
discounts for erotic pictures? Anyone who's interested in that?
Maybe that. Maybe I won't do that.
On the men's side or on both?
Maybe both.
Okay.
Because I find it's tough to get. I find it's tough to get into that business because you might. I don't know. It's tough. You know what? I'd say that I'm not too comfortable with that.
That's crazy. I feel like that's the only thing I would say yes to.
It's tough. I've heard so many stories where like girls have gone for erotic shoots and they're like, yeah, you know, it was just weird with the photographer. You know, they're like kind of flirty and like.
It is. It has to be. It has to be. It has to be super awkward.
That is. But I would never want to give that vibe off to someone. I don't think I would, but I would never want to give that vibe off to someone, and it just fucks up your credibility afterwards.
It fucks up your name more than anything else, and it's not something. It's not something that's about who you are. It's not something that's about.
I don't hate on that style of photography.
For sure, not. I think if we could take one thing from what we did today is that you don't have an ounce of negativity towards what anyone or anything is doing.
If it floats your boat, do it.
Do whatever the fuck you want.
Happy. But as far as gym pics go, like I've taken gym pics for guys, so I mean, I'm really fine with that.
Doesn't bother you, but full blown nudity might be
a little too much.
Might be the line.
It's not really what I'm trying to capture in the picture.
Okay. Yeah, it takes away from, like you said, like the emotion, the raw vision, and all that stuff.
You might get emotion from that for sure. You're gonna get crazy amounts of emotion, but I don't think it's
what
aligned with my vision.
What you want.
Exactly.
Okay. It's not your portfolio. It's not what you like to do. It's not what you enjoy doing, and it's not in your vision.
It isn't at all. But I'm not gonna bash on it. I mean,
no, for sure not. It's still a profession. It's still an art.
There's still an appreciation for that type of style, and I respect it.
Okay. I think I'm at my last question. Is there any place in the world that you have gone to and taken the best pictures, or you would want to go to and take?
That I'd want to go to?
Yeah. Like top 3, no particular order.
To be honest, just travel Europe.
Yeah?
Travel Europe.
All over it. I know you went to Greece.
I went to Greece this past summer.
How's that?
Amazing.
Yeah?
It's fantastic. It's beautiful. The scenery is beautiful. And
you take a camera with you?
I didn't. I was scared. I had my phone. I mean...
Which does the same job.
Yeah, it does the same job. But I'd like to travel around Europe and just take pictures.
As much as you can.
Like
a landscape, or again...
It's not even just because it's Europe. It's a different vibe, and it's a different, like, you can explore.
Yeah.
There's so much more to explore, I find.
Okay.
And when you explore, it's when you find the greatest things. That's what I find.
When you allow yourself to find something, I feel like you said it's the easiest time. It's the best way to find something. As someone who took photography courses in college, I remember one of the things that we had to do is we had to walk up to random strangers and ask them for portrait shots. Is that something you're comfortable doing?
I could do that.
Like let's say you're walking downtown with your friends and you see a group of people, you're 100% comfortable in walking up to them and be like, hey, can I take pictures?
100%. I'd ask them for sure. It wouldn't bother me at all, but then again, are they comfortable?
It depends on the person.
Exactly, depends on the person. I'd be fine with it.
So to follow up the Europe exploration and the pictures that you were saying, would you again like to revolve it around portraits, or would you do any at that point when you're there? Would you do anything like?
I'd probably dabble in everything. I'd probably just test everything around, but for sure portraits, man. Portraits with nice backgrounds.
You love taking portraits.
Yeah.
So look, for anyone who's listening or who anyone's checking in, if you need some good portraits taken care of, you're not boasting. I'm telling it for them. I'm doing the publicity. Check the IG out. It's at george.mr.t.
My main is george.mr.t and my photography page is g.mr.t.
And then I'm pretty sure like 99% of the pictures on there are landscape based.
Landscape.
Portrait based.
And yeah.
And you're always open to taking on new possibilities. So if you guys are interested in that, feel free to go there. George, it was a pleasure. Do you have anything else that you want to add? It's been a blast, man. Honestly,
it was great.
What I wanted to say is I want to have you on at least 2 more times. I'm not limiting your visits, but I'm telling you, I want one with you and Kirk.
As often as you want me,
I want Kirk to be here so we can know how much shit. So we can know how much shit he wants to talk about you, because I feel like the playing field will be a little bit more equal. And secondly, as I spoke with Danny last time, I want you and Danny to come back at the 90 days.
Mark?
Yeah, I want to sit down. I want to sit down with you and Danny, and I want you to full openly point out how he was different from the beginning to where he is now, and I want to see that clash.
I'm full
I want to see that clash of personalities.
As often as you want me, I'm here, man.
Beautiful. Any words for people who, and I feel like I ask this to anyone, but like any words for people who do photography and are starting off, but they're worried about the fact that everyone can take photography. Like you already said, it's the vision. It's not the tool. It's the vision. But any words of like confidence to get them going?
Don't copy others.
Okay.
Build your own style.
Okay.
Build your own style. Do what you like to do, and don't let negativity take over your thoughts.
As much as that, can you tell them don't, again, to the copying, which I think is amazing, because unfortunately,
build your own style. That's all it is.
Do you think regardless of how important it is, do you think people should base their value and base their potential off the amount of likes that their pictures get on Instagram?
I think some of my greatest pictures haven't gotten the most likes on my Instagram.
Okay.
There's pictures that I think deserve
more,
not even likes, just more like I wish they would get more recognition for. But then again, maybe you don't see the vision. Maybe you don't see what I'm seeing.
So to anyone listening, just don't give a fuck about what the value is from other people. As long as you enjoy it, as long as you appreciate it, keep doing it.
Always make sure your incentive isn't, I gotta make it so people can think of me this way and this way. Do it because you actually enjoy doing something, and then the possibilities are endless.
Beautiful, man. And for fitness, anything for anyone trying to start a challenge, trying to start their journey? Do you have any words? Do you have any words of wisdom?
Just start,
and don't give up.
Don't start. Yeah, just start. Don't give up. Stay consistent. Stay committed. If you're gonna stay committed to something, don't fall off. That's all it is. You're gonna do something. Stick to it,
guys. It's been simple, man. Honestly, it's from what I can take. Just be yourself, bro.
Be yourself.
Keep your vision, and then if it's something you enjoy doing, do it. And if it's not, then fuck it. Don't do it for anybody. Don't try to copy anybody.
Do everything for yourself.
So, Mr. Legend, Mr. George,
it was a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much, man. I'll have you on again for sure.